Shalom, Yashala, Shalom. Dawadabban Yashala coming out with another episode of bringing out those holy precepts. Hope everybody's the most high blessed. First and foremost, I want to give all praise and glory to Abba Yahweh, by Hashem Hawashai, by Hashem Rakar Kadash, true Father and deliverance Savior's name, in ancient Paleo Hebrew, Lashawan Kodash. Again, I hope everybody's the most high blessed. Just through the Spirit, I want to bring out another lesson. Today we're going to be going into the book of Ezekiel. Ezekiel Chapter 20. And I'm titled this Sit Down, Bond of the Covenant. Okay, Ezekiel Chapter 20, the Bond of the Covenant. Okay, I'm going to try to get most of the chapter done. The Spirit of the Most High, Yahweh, by Shem Mashiach Yahushai. Ezekiel 20 and verse 1, and it came to pass in the 7th year, in the 5th month, the 10th day of the month, that certain of the elders of Israel came to inquire of Yahweh, and sat before me. Then came the word of Yahweh unto me, saying, verse 3, Son of man, speak unto the elders of Israel, and say unto them, Thus saith Yahushai thy power, Are ye come to inquire of me as I live, saith Yahushai thy power? Will I not be inquired of by you? Okay. Ezekiel 20 and verse 4. Wilt thou judge them, son of man? Wilt thou judge them? Cause them to know the abominations of their fathers. And that's what we're here to do, to edify the children of Israel, that we have to break the transgressions of the laws of the Most High, because that's why we're still in captivity this day, because our forefathers. Okay, so let's find out who are the true judges of the children of Israel. Let's go to 1 Corinthians. Just bring out a couple of precepts. 1 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 2, and it reads, Do ye not know that the saints shall judge the world? And if the world shall be judged by you, are ye unworthy to judge the smallest matters? And pursuant to Psalms chapter 148, the saints are the Most High, the children of Israel. Okay, let's get another verse. Just to put everything in context. Who are the true judges of this world? The children of Israel. 1 Corinthians 6 and verse 3. Know ye not that we shall judge angels? How much more things that pertain to this life? Okay, the true judges of Yasharallah. Of course, we got the king, who the ignorant worldly people call Jesus, but we know he's a Hebrew Israelite pursuant to Hebrews 7th chapter. Okay, know ye not that we shall judge angels? How much more things that pertain to this life? Let's get one in the New Testament. This is the King of Kings, Lords of Lords speaking in red letters. Yahushua Mashiach, Matthew 19 and verse 28, and it reads, And Yahushua said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay? And to put it in context, this is talking about the 144,000 kings and priests of the Most High, the coming government of Yasharallah, the new world to come. Okay, but let's stay on topic. Back to Ezekiel. 20 verse 5, and say unto them, Thus saith Yahushua thy power, in the day when I chose Israel, and lifted up my hand unto the seed of the house of Jacob, and made myself known unto them in the land of Egypt, when I lifted up my hand unto them, saying, I am Yahweh, your power. Okay, so we know the point I want to stress. It's only to the children of Israel, okay? And made myself known unto them in the land of Egypt, okay? Verse 6, in the day that I've lifted up my hand unto them to bring them forth of the land of Egypt into a land that I espied for them, flowing with milk and honey, which is the glory of all lands. Okay? Ezekiel 20 and verse 7. Then said I unto them, cast ye away every man the abomination of his eyes, and defile not yourselves with idols of Egypt. I am Yahweh, your power. Okay, and to this day, our people are still strung out on that drug Christianity, and if not, the madness of Islam. Okay, but we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. Ezekiel 20 and verse 8. But they rebelled against me, and would not hearken unto me. They did not every man cast away the abomination of their eyes, neither did they forsake the idols of Egypt. Then I said, I will pour out my fury upon them to accomplish my anger against them in the midst of the land of Egypt. This is the Most High God, Yahweh, talking about the children of Israel rebelling against him. And we still do it to this day, nothing new under the sun. Okay? Verse 9, but I wrought for my name's sake, that it should not be polluted before the heathen, amongst whom they were, in whose sight I made myself known unto them, in bringing them forth out of the land of Egypt. Ezekiel 20 and verse 10, wherefore I caused them to go forth out of the land of Egypt, and brought them into the wilderness. Okay? So we out of our forefathers are out of the land of Egypt, now in the wilderness. Put it in context. Okay, verse 11. And I gave them my statutes and showed them my judgment, which if a man do, he shall live in them. Okay, and we know on Mount Sinai, pursuant to the Exodus, you can read it, throughout the books of Exodus. But particularly chapter 3, when that's when the Most High gave his name through his son, to Moses. Okay, so we know it was on Mount Sinai. Okay, verse 11, verse 12. Moreover, also I gave them my Sabbaths, to be a sign between me and them, and that they might know that I am Yahweh that sanctified them. Okay, another point. Everybody to know in context. When was the law, statute, commandments, and judgments of the Most High? In the wilderness, during the first Exodus. Okay? His ceremonial law, his dietary law, when was all given? In the wilderness. Okay, but we still rebelled to this day. Everybody eating all these sea roaches out here, eating that swine, okay, of the world, you see. But pursuant to Matthew the 8th chapter, we saw that the King of Kings took the spirit out of the evil and put it into the swine. And what did the swine do? They all jumped in the lake and drowned. Read it for yourself, Matthew 8, if I'm not mistaken, the 8th or 9th chapter. Let's stay on topic. Verse 13, but the house of Israel rebelled against me in the wilderness. They walked not in my statutes, and they despised my judgments, which if a man do, he shall live in them. And my Sabbaths they greatly polluted. Then I said, I will pour out my fury upon them in the wilderness to consume them. Okay? That's going to happen right now. Exodus out of this demonic land, Babylon the Great, the United Snakes of America. Okay? Because we're going in the wilderness. That's why this whole lesson, as we're going to see, bond of the covenant. Okay? But let's get a couple of precepts. First of all, let's go to Joel, just to prove the Most High is only dealing with Israel. Joel 2 and 27, and ye shall know that I'm in the midst of Israel, and that I am Yahweh, your power, and none else. He's not the God of any other heathen nation here. You know, The Chinamen have their gods, the Arabs have their gods, the Edomites have their God, which is the God of this world. Okay, Satan, the devil that the Bible speaks of, just to put it in context. And that I am Yahweh, your power, none else, and my people shall not be ashamed. Okay, let's get a couple of more precepts to prove. We read in Ezekiel, and I made a statement. When was it given in the wilderness? This is Exodus 16 and verse 29. See, for that Yahweh hath given you the Sabbath, therefore he giveth you on the sixth day the bread of 2 days. Abide ye every man in his place. Let no man go out of his place on the seventh day. This is when the manna, the angel manna came down. How did the Israelites know? And the Most High showed them the Sabbath. On the sixth day, he gave them double so that they wouldn't have to go out there and seek the bread. Okay, and you can read it for yourself. Exodus chapter 16, beautiful chapter. Okay, let's just get one more precept. So the people rested on the seventh day. Okay, so you got to understand that seventh day. It's talking about it right now. Forget the calendars, the Gregorian, all this calendar madness. I don't care how you look at it. The first day is Sunday. The seventh day is Saturday. But let's stay on topic. Let's go to the Book of Psalms and pick up a precept. The Most High in the wilderness. Because I made a statement. The Bible says, prove all things. This is Psalm 78 and 27. He rained flesh also upon them as dust, the feathered fowls like as the sand of the sea. And I wanted to start here because I want to cut this madness of all this plant-based and all this madness of this world is all of the world. Okay? Plant-based is still processed food. Okay? It's man-made. It doesn't matter. He rained flesh also upon them as dust, the feathered fowls. Let's get another precept. In the wilderness. Psalm 78 and verse 28. And he let it fall in the midst of their camp, round about their habitations, where they were, their dwellings, their tents, wherever they were camping out. Okay? Just to put it in context. Psalm 78 and 29. So they did eat and were filled, for he gave them their own desire. Israelites wanted the meat. The Father, gave them the meat. Okay? Pursuing again. You can read it in detail, Exodus chapter 16. Put them both chapters, Psalm 78 and 16 out of the book of Exodus, put it together. Let's get another verse. But the point I want to prove, he also killed us in the wilderness. If you were wicked, you still. Psalm 78 and 30. They were not estranged from their lusts, but while their meat was yet in their mouths, put it in context, put it in your mind, they were not estranged from their lust. Okay? But while their meat was yet in their mouth, let's get to the point. Psalm 78 and verse 31. The wrath of the Most High came upon them and slew the fattest of them and smote down the chosen men of Israel. Okay? There's no respect of persons with the Most High God. See, but you unlearned people, you're bowing down to the God of this world, which is Satan. Okay? We're talking about the true power, the Most High. You see, that's why I refer, when I see God here, I always, the Most High. You see that? He is the most, because Buddha's a god, an idol, okay? Molech, Baphomet. I mean, come on. Mohammed, Allah. All this. There's only one, Yahweh. Point blank, period. Let's stay on topic. Talk about who was scattered. We talked about it out of the book of Ezekiel. Just to prove it, the Bible, James 1 and 1. James, a servant of the Most High and of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad. So which nation out of the 18 nations that the Most High created? The Israelites, the the children of Israel, black, Hispanic, native, of Indian and Negroid descent. We're the only ones that went into captivity. I just wanted to make that point. Back to Ezekiel. Verse 14. Yeah, because then I'm going to beat the bottom of 13. Then I said, I will pour out my fury upon them in the wilderness to consume them. I already proved that. Psalm 78. Verse 14. But I roared for my name's sake, that it should not be polluted before the heathen. You see that? But I roared for my name's sake. Because, flash breaking news. The Father has a name. Okay, his name is not God. Okay? His Son has a name. The Father has a name. We all have names. Every ancient man he created had a name. Every prophet that he utilized to do his will, we all have names. But I have roared for my name's sake, that it should not be polluted before the heathen, in whose sight I brought them out. Verse 15. Yet also I lifted up my hand unto them in the wilderness, that I would not bring them into the land which I have given them, flowing with milk and honey, which is the glory of all the lands. Verse 16. Because they despise my judgments and walk not in my statutes, but pollute my Sabbaths, for their hearts, for their heart went after their idols. Okay? That's present time right now. Nothing new under the sun. Okay? That's 2/3 of Israel out here right now under this man-made madness. Okay? Because all these religions, Baptist, Protestant, look it up, Google it. All of you got smartphones and smart computers and smart watches. Google it. It's all man-made. Okay? Stop it. The Most High, the truth, and every man a liar. Everything that's man-made is a lie. Okay? Stop it. Verse 16 again, because this is a beautiful precept, because they despised my judgment, walked not in my statutes, but polluted my Sabbaths, for their heart went after their idols. 17. Nevertheless, my eyes spare them from destroying them. Neither did I make an end of them in the wilderness. A lot of people say that the Most High did away with his people. That's foolishness. That's foolishness and madness. Okay? Nevertheless, my eyes spare them from destroying them. Neither did I make an end of them in the wilderness. Verse 18. But I said unto their children in the wilderness, walk ye not in the statutes of your fathers, neither observe their judgments, nor defile yourself with their idols. Okay? Says a Borgia, the wax-pale demon that this world calls Jesus, the Christ. That's not our Messiah. Our Messiah is a Hebrew Israelite from the tribe of Judah. Okay? The line of Judah. Okay? It is what it is. You know? Verse 19. I am Yahweh, your power. Walk in my statutes and keep my judgments and do them. Verse 20. And hallow my Sabbaths, that they shall be a sign between me and you, that ye may know that I am Yahweh, your power. Okay? But see, the world can't know this because they don't even keep the Sabbaths. I'm talking about the Israelites throughout the world. I'm not talking about the world because they can't even get it, period. That's for another day, and I already have multiple lessons on my page. Verse 20. Notwithstanding, the children rebelled against me. They walked not in my statutes, neither kept my judgments to do them, which if a man do, he shall live in them. Okay? They polluted my Sabbath. Then said I would pour out my fury upon them to accomplish my anger against them in the wilderness. The Father was holding back because the Israelites, our nation, is a rebellious, stiff-necked, simple. You know what I'm saying? Look what's going down out here. We got brothers out here gunning down our own people, doing the work of our oppressor. You feel me? This is simple as hell. And that's why they got to get judgment of the Most High God. Thus saith the Lord, thus saith the Holy Bible. I speak the truth in Christ, I lie not. It is what it is. But in context, the Father been holding back from destroying us. And we still to this day rebelling against him, not walking through his statutes or law, statute, commandments, not keeping the Sabbath holy, not keeping the ceremonial law, eating this defiled food against the dietary law, being homosexuals and lesbians. And I mean, we're destroyed. That's why these oppressors, they put everything in our face. Look at that new series coming out now on Hulu. I just saw a commercial on it. 1619. That year itself should tell you something if you know anything about the transatlantic slave trade. Okay, so they put it right in our face because we just destroyed as a people. You see, but there's a lot of us woke up, and I will tell you, the testimony through the king, there's 144,000 kings and priests bringing out this truth of this Bible. Okay, we're the only ones doing it. The only ones sanctified and ordained to do it. Okay, just keep it in context. Back to the lesson. 22, Ezekiel 20 and 22. Nevertheless, I withdrew my hand and wrought for my name's sake, that it should not be polluted in the sight of the heathen, in whose sight I brought them forth. Verse 23, I lifted up my hand unto them also in the wilderness, that I would scatter them amongst the heathen. I already gave you that, James 1 and 1. We're the only nation, the children of Israel, that were on all these slave ships, and dispersed them throughout the countries, James 1 and 1. Verse 24, because they had not executed my judgment, but had despised my statutes, and had polluted my Sabbath, and in their eyes were after their father's idol. Verse 25, wherefore I gave them also statutes that were not good. So like it, wherefore I gave them also statutes that were not good, and judgments whereby they should not live, following the heathen. Verse 26, and I polluted them in their own gifts, in that they caused to pass through the fire all the openeth the womb, that I may make them desolate to the end, that they might know that I am Yahweh. Okay? See, all these, we're supposed to we have offerings that we have to do. Of course, we know the sacrificial law is the only one the Messiah came and fulfilled. Only the sacrificial law. We don't have a Levitical priest now to make sacrifices, animal sacrifices done away with. That's why he's the sacrificial lamb. Yahweh Shai Mashiach, who this word they call Jesus the Christ. Okay, just to put it in context for all you unlearned. 27, therefore, son of man, speak unto the house of Israel, which I am, and say unto them, thus saith Yahweh Shai thy power, yet in this your fathers have blasphemed me. You see that? In that they have committed a trespass against me. Read it again. Ezekiel chapter 20, verse 27. Therefore, son of man, speak unto the house of Israel, and say unto them, thus saith Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Okay? Yet in this your fathers have blasphemed me, in that they have committed a trespass against. They do it to this day, saying that our Messiah is that wax-pale demon that they call so-called Jesus. Okay? I'm keeping it real. Whoever don't like it, go to those prosperity churches out here and give in your 10%. Fools. Okay? Stay on topic. It's hard. Ezekiel 20 and 28. For when I brought them into the land for which I lifted up my hand to give it to them, they saw every high hill and all the thick trees, and they offered their sacrifices. And there they presented the provocation of their offering. There also they made their sweet Savior and poured out their drink offerings. Verse 29. Then said I unto them, what is the high places whereunto ye go? And the name thereof is Bama unto this day. Okay, the high places we know. Esau's world is skyscrapers from the east coast to the west coast. That's why when you see the high places mentioned in the Bible, We know who's ruling this world. Okay? Let's see. Let's bring out a couple of precepts. Let's go to the Book of Lamentations. I'm going to make this a two-part series because I still have a lot of precepts to bring out. And I'm only midway through the chapter of Ezekiel Chapter 20. Let's go to Salakia, Lamentation. I'm going to start reading verse 5. Chapter 5, verse 5. And it reads, our necks are under persecution. We labor and have no rest. Okay? Our necks are under persecution. Tyree Nichols. What else can I say? We labor. There's a long list. But it is a long list. We labor and have no rest. Okay? Lamentations 5 and verse 6. We have given the hand to the Egyptians and to the Syrians to be satisfied with bread. Okay? Egyptian, going back to Egypt. Okay? The Syrian captivity. Okay? In 1492, when killing Christopher Columbus and his Spaniard demons conquered all these lands, north, south, central. Come on, it's history. Like I said, everybody got smart units. Use them. This is history. This is our history. Lamentations 5 and verse 7. Our fathers have sinned and are not, and we have borne their iniquities. Okay, so we were reading in there that our forefathers during the first Exodus, they didn't want to listen to the statute, law, statute, command. They didn't want to keep the Sabbath. See, it's this whole generation curse that we have to go through. But we have borne their iniquities. That's why we have to break this cycle. You understand that? Okay, because everything here is false. There is no such thing as all these religions. They were all man-made to keep our people whoring themselves out for their 10% or whatever they donate to these whoredom churches who don't give a rat's ass about them. Ask Joel Osteen during the hurricane time. He has a 55,000 arena. He wouldn't even open it to the people. The devil that the Bible speaks of. Okay? But just to keep it in context, our fathers have sinned and are not. What? They're not here. But we borne their iniquities. Okay? Simple. Lamentations 5 and verse 8. Servants have ruled over us. You see that? Servants have ruled over us. Why? Because we're the true kings of this world. We're the true prince of this world. When you see the prince and they're talking about Israel, is us. Yeah, we have one king, Yahweh Shah Mashiach. Okay? Lamentations 5 and 8. Servants have ruled over us. There is none that doeth deliver out of their hands. Our king. Okay? Our king. That's all. I'll make this a two-part lesson through the spirit of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. Love bringing out this word. Stay most high blessed. Shalom.